Well, for a number of years, I've been involved with different groups, bringing information to public events and that type of thing. Being involved in the community, with kids grown and out of the house now and career pretty settled, I just got to know some of the city council members and got pretty interested in city council and city events, and thought with my experience and background that I might be able to contribute some of the decisions and decision-making processes for the city. So I've managed operations for over 25 years now. So very familiar with capital items, with expansions, with growth and development projects, people development. Spent quite a bit of time doing those things over the last number of years. And I think it's given me a pretty grounded experience to be able to kind of sort through want and need and prioritization, and be able to bring some of that experience to the whole decision-making process for prioritization. Raised three kids here, all went to the Ford High School. Now the youngest is 30 years old, actually lives overseas with her family, and we've just been kind of grounded in the community, church, friends, family. It just really become a pretty nice part of our lives. I really enjoy the city. I mean, the Riverwalk area, people are very friendly. Just feel very connected to all the folks here in the community that we have. I think a thriving community, it's to help perpetuate that. The community is thriving. It's to be a part of continuing that into the future, for future generations. I think too, it's to help kind of guide through and help to coordinate and help to plan, to really establish that potential for growth and sustainability for the next generation, not just in the immediate, what do we need today? Certainly those things are important, but to look out to the future and try to plan for the next generation to come. I don't know of any, like existential or serious threat to the community or challenge that we're facing. I have heard in talking to folks and talking to other council members, a lot of questions they get about infrastructure, roads and development. And I know the city has limited funds. I don't think one of the things that was eye-opening to me in getting involved in this, how much it actually costs to just repair a section of road. And I don't think people fully understand that, but are there other things we can do, creative ways, to really help to maintain the infrastructure of the community, but then also for beautification projects and growing opportunities here. I really think that one of the things that could be a benefit to us is to actively and maybe more aggressively approach manufacturing base and businesses that could come in and help support the revenue base for the city to be able to help take care of some of the needs that we have. I would say describe it as pragmatic. I've had to do budgeting for multi-million dollar operations, and there's always this thing between need and want, and it really comes down to prioritization. What do we have available? What do we really need? What are going to be our future needs? And going into decisions, you do have to try to cover the needs, and there are some wants that you want to address as well. And there are many interests when it comes to spending money. So trying to sort through all of that and really find the prioritization that's most effective to execute the plan that the city would have. And then again, trying to supplement that revenue base with potentially some additional manufacturing, and really trying to evaluate also when we do a project. And I think, I'll give you an example. I think that the municipal building project was really well executed. Remember going through or looking at or watching that process, and I thought everyone did a really good job with that. So I don't know that I'd be bringing anything, above and beyond what they're doing, but I do think with my experience and having done a lot of those types of projects, that one of the things to make certain of is when we're doing those things, and I think they did a pretty good job with this one, but really evaluating some of the more complex kind of projects that may come along, and not just meeting the immediate need, but also looking to the future and how is this going to impact us 30, 40, 50 years down the road. Sometimes the best price isn't always the best value, so that's part of the equation as well. First, relationship. It's what I do at work. In the role that I have, we have equipment and so on that we can buy, that anybody can buy in the country. I think one of the differences and why we're successful as a business where I work is that we really invest in the people, and that starts with building relationships. So it's really getting to know each other and coming alongside, getting the different perspectives, trying to create collaboration, and finding the best way forward. I think I'd be a good candidate because of my past experience with business and all of the different projects I've been able to work on, the people I've been able to work with, multi-million dollar projects, cost analysis, evaluations, project management, all of that type of thing. I think I could bring, I don't know that I'd be better per se than anyone, but I think I could bring a healthy perspective that might be able to supplement the talent that we already have. To make it better. I think it's a great place to live now, and just to continue that, to make sure that we have what we need in place for the future. And I do think, again, I go back to the whole business thing. I mean, residential base of revenue is something that's necessary, but I also think that bringing in business, bringing in jobs, driving up the potential competition and wage competition definitely could help the city as it looks to meet its revenue needs. So I guess I would say that my, when it comes to the city council, it's kind of a business environment, I suppose. And my approach is very collaborative. It's really getting to know people. It's hearing people out, their perspectives, their ideas. Sometimes you find that folks think of things you never would have, and it's really a great idea. Sometimes you think you have an idea that really could help solve a problem. And it's really kind of that full 360 approach to things, where you talk things out and you come up with, here's what we want things to look like. What is the best path forward, and what do we need for resources to be able to accomplish that? And it's really a collaborative process. At least in my mind, that's how things have worked really, really well to help us be successful where I'm at, and I think certainly could be successful in city government.